So, Jesse, can you remember something that you loved as a child? Anything?
Sports. I always felt so comfortable in my body and no talking and just I can just so easily get into this like automatic feeling.
So you see the flinch, your face, when you couldn't have a word for it.
Yeah.
But you see, that causes a dropout in my body. So when you wince or flinch, I can't follow. That's how I know it's happening. You know, I had all those interpretations about my parents being less intelligent than me. And I know my father was had extremely high IQ, but he liked machinery, and he taught for 30 years in the Navy, you know, how to work on different engines and trucks, but my father would learn by taking it apart, by looking at exploded parts diagrams, and so he could move the parts around on the page when he looked at one of those drawings, as if they were all physical pieces on the page. So I know my father invented tools. When it wasn't a tool for him to do something, he figured out how to make a tool.
So I'm following Steve right now, and he probably used 50, 60 words in that story.
Right.
And how many do you think I heard?
That's a good question.
10.
You're sampling.
I can tell. I can tell you from my sister because
Tools,
we
father,
get into conversation,
exploding
and she's
chart.
like,
Okay. So what I just saw is you are trying to process my words like a mind-first person. Instead of having your body feel them and trusting that you would understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. I see
Even
what you're
if
saying.
you can't repeat a single word back.
Yeah.
But this bias in the world has made you think that you must follow each word as if that's where the meaning comes from. But so much of the meaning that is coming from me is the pitch and the how my voice is wavering and the emotion in it.
Yeah, because the question could be opposite for us. How many words do you think we felt?
Right.
And that for me is way more meaningful if someone is feeling something. But
And I just have like there's such a fear to me to say to you I didn't get all that.
yeah.
There's like the huge fear
Did
to
you
me.
get all that?
What you just said, no.
But what I'm saying is, get for you means what a mind-first person does with words. That's not what get means. You are trying to hear all the words and getting lost and quitting and getting the next word, but you are literally trying to be mind-first. And I'm realizing, I mean, I didn't know this till this conversation, that body-first people try to follow the words.
Yeah. I just realized that too.
But follow the words meaning like each word, if I miss a word, there's something wrong, you know, I can't keep up.
Because in one sense, I knew I was keeping up in just grabbing a few things, and I had it. But you're saying, don't even quit trying to grab.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you try to hear it like a mind-first person, it's not possible. I can't. I can't do it anymore. I don't want to. So I'm realizing when you're listening to my words, you're listening as a mind-first person.
Oh, it's exhausting, and that's like some questions I have maybe for another time. But
Yes.
for mind first people, what's the? My friend asked me a question. She's body first, and it's not. But she asked me, "Are you going to buy another house down the road?" And I saw my road, and I saw houses down my road. And it was debilitating because I'm like, why would she ask me that question? So I have this interpretation that she's meaning another house down my road, my physical road where houses are, and
Instead of at a later time.
in life, along like your road in life. And I'm thinking of how like debilitating that is when I'm reading your stuff or anything that feels like I have to know this one specific literal meaning for this word, and I have to get this thing, or I like interpret what it means, and if it doesn't make sense in what I thought it meant, I just drop it. That's it.
Do you prefer reading to...
There's two ways to read, though, at least for me. One is I just tuned in actually this year to reading and not trying to understand. Like
Or not trying to understand the dictionary meanings? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, this was like me reading before, fading out and then going back, and then fading out and then going back, and then just frustrated and throwing it down. That's how I read for most of my life. Then I was just more looking at it and allowing my eyes to move and not being concerned if I got anything. And that's what I'm thinking of when I'm like, I hadn't quite taken that into the listening to someone speak arena.
Like what you guys are saying, it feels so right to me, the reading and the listening. But I still have there is a voice in me that's like, no, don't do that. Like I still have an aversion.
To what?
That I shouldn't be just skimming over, or just like feeling.
Just let go.
Oh, let go.
Yeah, like.
That's a good phrase for it.
I still feel like I shouldn't do that.
Is that not trusting yourself, or?
Yeah.
I have a question. How often are you bored?
Bored?
Bored.
I don't know.
So now, did you see the way that they're trying to put a meaning to the word?
Absolutely.
bored?
All of them. They're all their heads cocked.
I know.
But wait, but you see, here's a word that has more weight than the or and.
And I have to tell you, I sat here for 10 minutes saying, how am I going to ask this question?
Good for you, David.
I don't know how to ask this question.
I almost said, do you have a question?
What's that?
I almost said a minute ago, do you have a question?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been sitting on it for about 10 minutes.
I could see that.
Me too.
So they sense
Wow,
that?
so
Yeah.
perceptive.
Yeah.
So, what's the first picture, take your time, of the word bored? Have you any?
Jughead.
What?
Jughead.
What's that?
Archie Comics.
Comments. I know that one.
He was bored.
So association.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you mean.
So, can you see that you can't find the thing at first because it doesn't have an easily accessible meaning?
Yeah, I can think of things like the more time goes on, the more I can picture times when I was bored.
And can you see that time is what you need?
Yeah, because it takes time for my brain to fill in with all the...
Okay, it takes time for your body.
Right.
Your body is reliving bored. And then if you give it space, it slowly moves up into words. If you do not give it time to go from your body up, the words never come.
Yeah, and I think sometimes I get nervous because I feel like I have to say something and then it just never comes.
And yet
I'm just
here-
blanked out.
Yeah.
There are things there. There's no way that you have ever gone through a life without being bored.
Oh, yeah.
But if you don't allow yourself that time, I don't know how to say it, but there's a movement. It gets converted from sensation to words. The
Yeah.
mind first person needs to give the thing time to go from words to sensation.
That's so cool.
Kind of reminds me of like trivia night is my biggest fear.
What is it?
Trivia night. Like someone just
Trivia night.
Yeah, someone just asking a question and I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, that's how I feel, like deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
I have a mind first brother who kicked my ass for years at Trivial Pursuit, so I studied them one year and I read them actually a lot the same. I just looked at the cards and
You baked on it.
yeah, I baked on it and I just killed them all. And of course my brother was smart enough to know what was going on. He never would play with me ever again. It's not fair.
I had a conversation with Sam about how I used to hate. I used to literally hate when people said I was emotionally intelligent.
Really?
Like, I didn't think
What
that
did
was
it mean?
smart. I thought that meant to me, like, you're not as smart as other people.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know a lot.
So what was
but I
it?
can feel it felt like a worse thing to
Hmm.
me. Even though I felt that I was, like, in tune with people. And now I see that as kind of a superpower. I mean, like, and that's how I see Body First. I don't know if you guys, like, since I've been learning about it,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just had these powers all my life and I didn't know how to use them.
Yeah.